Hi, my name's Daniel. Welcome to the Almagier.net vlog. This episode we're going to look at Wang Yaohui, also known as the Elusive Mr King. You've probably heard me talk about Mr King quite a bit in the past, so I thought it would be a good time to recap who he is, his connections to blues and why he's so damn elusive. So let's get to it. Who is Mr King? Born in 1966, Wang Yaohui, or Mr King as I'm going to call him throughout this video, is a Chinese businessman. He is chairman of a company called Zhonghui Guohua Industrial Group Limited, and he's got business interests all around the world, including mines in Zambia, real estate in Cambodia, a shopping mall in Beijing, among many other things. Now, while Mr King is Chinese, he cannot actually go back to China. Back in 2013, he was involved in a bribes to loan scandal with a gentleman by the name of Yang Kun, who was vice president of the Agricultural Bank of China. Now, the way it goes is Yang Kun was in massive amounts of debt from gambling and needed to raise some cash. So Mr King bribed him to offer his Mr King's failing Solana shopping mall in Beijing a load of money, 3 billion renminbi. Yang Kun got caught and was sentenced to prison for life in 2015. Wang Yaohui, on the other hand, he did a bunk. Mr King's also had trouble in the art world. He bid a world record for any piece of Asian artwork, $83 million for a Qianlong vase that was being auctioned in London. Dealers at the time said it was a casino price, it was 50 times the pre-sale value. Unfortunately, Wang never paid for the vase. They chased him for 2 years. And in the end, they ended up selling it at another auction for, I think it was about half the price. Now, there are unverifiable rumours in the Chinese media that this is the sort of thing Wang does, and that Mr King, he uses these art pieces to launder money. However, that's not stopped Mr King from getting on with his life. Although he can't go back to China, he travels the world on a number of passports, 9 of them I believe, of which there are Singaporean, St Kitts and a diplomatic passport from the Kingdom of Cambodia in the name of Wan Saka. We'll come back to that one. Mr King has residences in Singapore and in London. So, what's Mr King's connection to blues? One of the chief problems I have with talking about Mr King and blues is that there is no official connection. Now, there are reasons for this. Essentially, Mr King would never pass the owners and directors test, so the club cannot afford for him to be seen as either a director or as a shadow director. The official story from the club is that Mr King's a VIP, that he comes to watch the games because he likes to see blues play. Maybe he's a masochist, I don't know. But I have, as I talked about in previous videos, I have a lot of evidence that shows that he's not just a VIP. First of all, as I said in the last video about chairman of Birmingham Sports Holdings, Zhao Wenqing, there's a massive connection between Zhao and Mr King. Zhao is on the board of various businesses that Mr King runs in both in China and Cambodia, and there are too many similarities, because in those businesses it looks like Zhao is the right hand man. It's the same sort of role that he has at Blues. Then you look at other businesses that are involved in BSH, for instance the Cambodia project. So the Cambodia project was brought to Birmingham Sports Holdings by a company called Graticity Real Estate Development. And Graticity, if you look on Open Corporates, which is a public domain website, it will show you that the person who currently runs it, as we know, is Vong Pic, a Cambodian citizen. However, it also shows you that the former chairman of the board was a Cambodian citizen by the name of Wan Saka. Where have we heard that name before? The other thing is, if you look through Vong Pic's other businesses in Cambodia, this same name, Wan Saka, is everywhere. Even Zhao turns up once or twice, along with another Birmingham Sports Holdings director, Joe Xiao Chang Gung. Then you've got Dragon Villa. Major shareholder in Birmingham Sports Holdings, have lent a lot of money to the company, and there are identifiable connections between that company, the guy who runs it, Lei Sutong, and King. Just look on Panama Papers, for instance. It's all there. However much the club deny it, there's just too much evidence out there that links King to the club. But as I've said previously, I understand why the club have to deny it. They have no choice. They were put into this position. He wouldn't pass the owners and directors test, and yeah, it's a tricky situation for the club to be in. So what else is Mr King doing here in the UK? So, as some of you may know from my Twitter page, I went to London on Saturday, July the 18th. And I visited one of Mr King's properties. He's actually got 3 in London. 2 are building sites, one's a family home. And I rang the intercom and no one was there, so I put a letter through the letterbox. However, I'm more interested in talking right now about one of the other houses, one of the building sites. Now, it's on a gated road in one of the most exclusive roads in London. It's really, really expensive. So Mr King has bought this property for in the teens of millions, and he's spending another £8 million in 2 years knocking it flat and rebuilding it. Now, the plans for rebuilding it are actually publicly available on the local borough council's planning application website. So I took a look. There's a dichotomy here because the plans are amazing, they're really well done, they're really beautiful. He's obviously engaged an architect who knows what he's doing, who's been able to put together something that's going to look really good, going to be really nice to live in, and that the planning department are going to accept. Now, my niggle here is that if Mr King is willing to pay money and get someone in who can do a proper job for his house, why can't he do it with Blues? There's no denying Mr King, via his associated companies, have put a lot of money into the club. A lot of money into the club. And without that money, the club would have folded. I'm not going to lie to you. My issue isn't so much about the lack of money coming in, it's how it's been utilised and where it's come from. However, a lot of that discussion is for another vlog. So if you've liked what I've said today, or you like the series, please click like, please subscribe, tick the little bell so you get notified when I come online. The next episode, I'm going to talk about the titular owner of Birmingham Sports Holdings, Paul Soon Cho Hong, who he is and what he's doing and his connections to Mr King. But until then, keep right on.